Hello everybody, it's Splash back with part 5, is it? Of the Chronological UK Bluray Steelbook review. This is a little later than I wanted to do this. I was trying to do one every day, but I just got a bit burnt out. So I took Saturday off, but then Sunday I had stuff to do, and today I've been busy. So it's now 6 o'clock in the evening, and if this was the summer, it'd be nice and bright, but as it is, it's dark, pitch black, it's pissing it down with rain. And I'm in the spare room here trying to make the best of it. So we're going to get another video done, another 20. Someone asked me the other day if I was planning on continuing this once I've got up to date, which will take a while because we're talking about another dozen or so videos time, but I hadn't really thought about it, but yeah, I think I will, continue it on so that there's always this sort of chronological look, and that way people in years to come can check it out and see everything that's available in one set of videos. So anyway, we're going to continue on from our last video. We were halfway through a universal wave. This is just the way that the steelbooks have come out. Sometimes we might end up with certain titles in a wave out in one video and the rest in the next, but luckily this one does end on a nice clean finish. So we're going to start with Steelbook 81, and that is Hulk, next in the universal wave that we were looking at last time. Another of these sort of landscape view horizontal steelbooks, if you like. And yeah, I mean, to be honest, I watched this film and thought it was pretty bad. I don't even think I finished it, which is a shame because I really wanted to enjoy it. But nice artwork, but that's really all I can say about this one. It was a tenner. It's probably still available, I think, as well. Yeah, it's still available. A lot of these universal ones are actually. There's only a few that aren't, and a nice green eye there as well. Let's say the artwork isn't bad. It's just the film doesn't really match it. Thankfully, it's not part of the universal, the Marvel universe situation. So that's our first one out the way. Over there. Next up is its predecessor, and a lot better as well. I actually really like this film to the point where it's Incredible Hulk, I should mention that. This is really the reboot, and I like this one so much that I think it's actually as good as Iron Man, and probably better than Captain America or Thor. It's just a shame that the series is pretty much dead. And I actually have the DVD steelbook of this, so I do have a nice steelbook with the regular way artwork, but really nice Hulk and Abomination artwork on the back there as well. It's of no surprise that this one is the one that is actually out of print, because people really like the film, and also some really nice artwork. And of course it doesn't hurt the fact that this is part of that Marvel Phase 1, and so since all the other steelbooks, Iron Man 2, Captain America, Thor, all got steelbooks, Iron Man, both Iron Man's, Captain America, Thor, and this, then an Avengers, that this is being picked up, but this actually sold out before the Iron Man's has ever been announced. So and it had ever been released. They're not going to be in this video. They're going to be the next video later on in the year. And we finish off with the last one from the 28th of May, and this was our first double dipper. It was the re-release of Kick-Ass, the nice DBoss title, and the 4 heroes, I guess you can call them, on the front there, and on the back it's a nice sort of comic book style artwork as well, with the classic no power, no responsibility line there. Inside again, there's no artwork behind there, but we do have again some nice inside artwork too. All of the Kick-Asses have been really good, and Kick-Ass 2 was really awesome on the artwork. Still one of my favourites of this year. We have one final one to show from the 28th of May. This was a Eureka Master of Cinema release, and it's Island of Lost Souls with a very bizarre cover there. Very plain, I suppose, as well, but as you'll know from these videos, that's the style of Eureka. Inside we have the Blu-ray disc, also DVD disc as well. I believe it's double play. I don't think it's special features, I think it's double play. Nice big thick book as well, and some more really creepy artwork. Definitely wins creepiest artwork ever released, I think. Although I don't know, actually. Old Boy was pretty creepy on the inside, but we shall get to that in the future. But certainly at this point this was rather odd. And there's another odd thing about this one. This is actually no, not this one, the next one I'll talk about. There's another 2 Eureka Steelbooks in this video, but this is number 32 in the series. So now we move on to the following week. This was the 4th of June, and this was really the first time we got a massive amount of Steelbooks in one day. There was a wave of 8 just from Fox, and also a first Steelbook for Second Sight, and yeah, I think it was 10. So eight of them was in one. That's 9 in total for the 4th of June. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the non-Fox release first, and then we'll do the rest in alphabetical order. So that was The Return of the Living Dead, and this is from Second Sight, not from Arrow, which we usually do horror Steelbooks. This is from Second Sight, the first Steelbook, and only their second ever. And oh, there we go, we have the printed back. So we had another printed back. I always forget about this one. You know, all of the major studios didn't do printed backs, but this was one of those stragglers. This was. I'm going to bet my Steelbook collection this is the last printed back, proper printed back, with the printed logos and everything, which is a big shame because this has some really awesome. We got a nice booklet here with some really awesome inside artwork. So it's a big shame, but yeah, this one was so it goes under the radar. You can find this in a lot of CEXs, but it's very expensive. I think it's very expensive because not many people bought it, and it all seems to have a high value. So I think a lot of people sell it at CEX because they get good money. I think the last time I knew of this was like £22. It's still available, I think. I'm pretty sure it's not out of print, so I don't know who'd be buying it for 22 quid from CEX. But where, of course, if you send it to CEX, you can take a hammer to it, and they'll still take it for the full price. That's one good thing about CEX. If you do want to get rid of any damaged Steelbooks, you don't have to worry about them complaining. Right, on to the next batch then. This is the batch of 8 from Fox. This is their big Fox Wave Play exclusive. First we have Alien Anthology, and this has got a little ding on it, unfortunately, but it's so expensive now that I'm going to live with it. Really nice sort of face hugger effect on the front there. Unfortunately, the back was ruined, and I remember talking about this at the time, by all of the words on the back, which on the original mock-up weren't there. But nevertheless, it's still sold out very quickly. We've got the 4 film discs here and some inside artwork, which I'll attempt to show. There's half of it, the other half on this side. But yeah, this is about 40 quid now. When it came out, I think it was, I'm trying to remember how much it was, but it wasn't cheap and all that. I think it was £20, but it might have been 30. Someone will probably remind me, but it was either 20 or 30, but it was quite expensive, but it's worth more than that now, 40, 50 quid I think. But a nice start to the wave, and it's one of 5 from this 8 Steelbook wave that's out of print. Up next we have one of the 3 that isn't. It's the ATeam, and all of these releases, other than Alien Anthology, were double play titles, although I have modified one, which we'll get to very shortly. So inside we have the Blu-ray and DVD for this ATeam reboot, I guess you can call it, reimagining, from 2010. There has been no sequel, so I guess you can sort of figure out how good that went. I was sort of pretty disappointed with this, to be honest. I'm a huge ATeam fan, but yeah, I would have preferred, if this had been like a Steelbook of like 3 episodes of the series, I think I would have preferred it. Okay, so the next one, and so these were all on the same day, 4th of June. We have Braveheart. This is a really nice Steelbook. This one's also out of print. Nice sort of sword design there with the blood hanging off it, and it's almost like a 3D effect in a way as well. It's quite nice. There's no embossing or debossing, but it doesn't really need it. Nice artwork, and this one, yeah, very quickly sold out. Again, this is another double play release, but I managed to replace this disc 1. This is the thing, you got the 15th anniversary disc 1, but then you didn't get disc 2. But I was able to swap it out for the DVD edition, and so I've now got, instead of a double play release, I've got probably one of the only few people who have done this, put the 15th anniversary Steelbook as one. That's a nice inside artwork as well. The discs back. There's only a few of these I've done it to where I've modified the Steelbooks, but I have done it for a few. And so then, also in this wave, another one that's gone out of print is Fight Club. And I should mention as well, all of these ones that, you know, with the exception of Alien Anthology, which I'm pretty sure now was £20, because I think it was double the rest, but you got, you know, 4 times the films. These were all £10, so yeah, it was another reason why they sold out so quick. And to be honest, Zavi could sell these today for 15 quid, they'd still probably sell out, and nobody would complain. So there's the Blu-ray disc, the 10th anniversary edition. We also have a great way of getting rid of all those old DVDs that they couldn't sell. The original Fight Club DVD, and some nice inside out work there. And another really good film, this one. And yeah, I'm not surprised that it sold out so fast. Right, now the next one that we're going to show didn't sell out, it's still available. And again, it's quite bizarre. All of these I'm sure had the same 4,000 print run, but some sold out and some didn't. So here's Man of Fire, starring Denzel Washington. And for whatever reason, this one just hasn't sold out a lot. It's probably starting to go that way now, I would think, over time. These sort of things do. I'm really just going off the official Steelbook list. It may even be sold out, but it hasn't been updated, so I'm going to guess it hasn't. That's a weird effect there. Ooh, let's do that a bit more. That's probably going to look freaky on the camera. Yeah, it's nice and still out as well, but at least on this occasion the DVD disc looks like the Blu-ray one, which I always sort of prefer. Okay, we got 3 more in this wave, and the next 2 are both out of print a long time. Some of these went very quickly, especially this one, Predator. Arnold Schwarzenegger film. I don't know what happened there. Nice back artwork, but this one has a nice print artwork. But I think this one's got the sort of, it's not the original disc, but it's still not a great transfer disc in this. It probably needs another transfer. And we also have a very old school DVD disc. None of these will ever get played. And some nice inside out work there as well of Arnold Schwarzenegger and is that Carl Weathers? Yeah. It's Apollo Creed and the Terminator together. And so yes, this one is also out of print, this next one, and that is Taken. This one sold out very quickly. I think this was the first one to sell out alongside Alien Anthology, and now it's fetching like 50-60 quid, pretty crazy prices for quite a plain steelbook. But yeah, I remember selling my Blu-ray copy, which had a slipcase, which is still quite rare to get this one, but at least here, because it was quite a new release compared to the others, the DVD and Blu-ray do match up identical. I'll never watch this DVD. And yeah, from the classic scene where he goes on about I'll find you and I'll kill you and all that. I've only ever seen Taken once, but you know, it's a good film, and I'll probably watch it again at some point. Still not got around to seeing Taken 2 yet. That's only because of how much bad press I've seen for it, and I don't want to sully the memory of the first one. Okay, so the final one for this really long part of the Steelbook video, the 4th of June. This is the 8th Steelbook of the day. Well, 9th Steelbook of the day, 8th Steelbook from Play. X-Men Origins Wolverine, and this is my favourite of the lot. I just love the adamantium claws on the front there. It doesn't need any embossing. The embossing is perfect as it is. Incredible back as well. I've actually got a sealed copy of this as well, just in case it ever gets damaged, so I've got a replacement. And again, I don't know why this one hasn't sold out, because I thought the film was decent. Okay, it's not the best of the X-Men films, it's one of the weaker ones, but it's still pretty decent, and I expected it would sell out, and it hasn't, so I don't know. Great artwork. That's the best thing you can say, great artwork. Right, well, I've not got too many more. This might be quite a short video for some reason, I don't know why, but there you go. Next up we have Safe House. It's still going to be 2 parts, they're joined together, but I'm expecting that all the time now. So this is the following week, I think it was. Actually, this one got a weird release date. This one had a release date of the 15th of June for some reason. If anyone can explain to me why it was given that date, because that's, I think that would be a Friday. It was given a Friday release date. So yeah, Safe House starring Denzel Washington. Nice debossed title. This one is still available and knocking around for about a £5 now. There's Ryan Reynolds on the back. And yeah, so you'll never be, there'll probably be enough of these for every single week. as we start part 2. Yeah, there's probably enough of these for every single person in the country to have one. I don't know how many Universal made, but they made way too many, again. And they've made that mistake before. They never learn. Double play release for no reason. And that's some nice inside out work too, but yeah, this is another one I've got around to watching. I don't know why. It's probably because of Ryan Reynolds. Probably why it is. Okay, so now we're going to get on to one of the ones I was mentioning before, and the Eureka release. So this was on a proper day, a Monday rather than a Friday, 25th of June, and it was the only one of the week, and that is... Have I got it in the right order? Yes, I do. It actually wasn't even... I was looking at the wrong one there. Okay, there's actually 3. I tell you what I'll do the 2 Eurekas together. I'll mix it up a bit. I'll do the Arrow one first, and then I'll do the 2 Eurekas together. How about that? Okay, so this was the 25th of June. 3 releases. We had the first Arrow Steelbook, and that was King of New York, Christopher Walken there on the front, looking cool, nice old school artwork. And funnily enough, this was the first Arrow Steelbook release, and it was also their second really, because they had one DVD Steelbook release many years earlier. And that was King of New York, so they sort of went back to the well on that one. I think this was the first Arrow. I can't remember showing any Arrow releases in the past, but I might have done. I might have forgotten. But I'm sure this was the first one. So yeah, we have the Blu-ray disc there, and the second disc is a DVD. I'm not sure if that means it's just special. I think it's special features on a DVD. I don't think it's double player. Yeah, there's a nice black and white inside artwork there. And you know, Arrow do a great job on a lot of these releases. They usually give you a nice booklet as well. I think they always give you a nice booklet to go with it. So yeah, the first, and it's still available as well. First of many. You can get it for around £10 now. This one. Okay, so now we'll get on to the 2 Eurekas, and the reason I wanted to talk about these ones is these two came out the same day. 2 Billy Wilder films. First we have Double Indemnity, and then we have The Lost Weekend. So we'll do Double Indemnity first, and as usual with the Eureka releases, pretty plain releases. Now this is number 44, and The Lost Weekend was number 45 in the Master of Cinema releases. And the reason I think it's a bit odd, to show the disc there, just one disc on this one, a nice big thick booklet, is the fact that obviously these were released in June. But then later on in the year, they released some others, Rumblefish and Cleopatra, and the Testament of Dr. Mabuse, and they actually have earlier numbers in the Master of Cinema series. So these are 44 and 45, and I think Cleopatra was 34, if I remember from looking at the numbers before I did this video, and the other 2 were 42 and 43, I think. So a bit odd that you would have, I think they came out in September, I remember. Because I went on holiday when they were coming out, and it says Double Indemnity anyway, and these are still available, both these, by the way. Of course they are, Eurekas. Last Weekend, really nice artwork in this one, but yeah, they came out months later, but they were earlier in the series, so it's rather odd. I don't know why that happened, but I'm sure they had their reasons. Maybe they were delayed, I don't know. So yes, the Last Weekend disc, just as a single disc, and the usual big thick booklet. And, well, there is some inside artwork, but you won't be able to see it, I don't think. It's very, very tough to angle that. You can see my Snooty Griffin poster on the wall. And the reflection, but yeah, so there's them 2 done. Oh, can you tell I'm getting tired? I think I'm getting a bit tired. We have 3 more to do. And up first we have a second Jumbo Steelbook. I'm pretty sure this is the second one. We already had Doctor Who at this point. The Dark Knight and Batman Begins. A lot of people were upset about this because why make it a Jumbo? They could have made it just a 2-disc or 3-disc Steelbook release. But the answer is, and of course this is from Warner Brothers, who have done it the same with The Hobbit, and they're going to probably do the same with the upcoming Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring. It's because they just like to do jumbos. This one has DVDs in, so does actually no, this one has DVDs in. The others don't. They have Blu-rays, but they just put way too much stuff in. Like, you just want the films. You're not bothered about all the extra features and crap. And so that annoys me in that front. But yeah, really terrible 5-disc set, 3 Blu-rays, 2 DVDs, and extremely disappointing. But of course, then they redeem themselves by bringing these out on regular steelbooks later, and making me double dip and triple dip and all that. But that's the beauty of it. Now this one as well actually has an individual sticker on the back. They have done engraved steelbooks since then, but this was the only one that had a sticker on the back. 1754 8000. Yes, they made 8000 in their infinite wisdom, and it's still available. Although for a while it did get pretty hard to find, but I'm guessing they just put out 4000 and then waited for them to sell and then put out the other 4. And now there's far too many out there. And with the new releases out now at like, you know, 7-8 quid, why would you buy that one? You just wouldn't. Not unless you need, not unless you need it for your Batman collection, like me, or Steelbook collection in general, like me. So that one came out the following week on the 2nd of July. And that was just the one steelbook that week. That's something we see here as well, the 9th of July, just one steelbook. And this is Rampart. I should mention those others, none of those have been exclusives or anything, that's why I haven't mentioned it, but this one was an HMB exclusive, and I believe you can still pick it up in your local HMB for about 5 quid now, 6 quid. Giving them away, Studio Canal release, starring Woody Harrelson, and yeah, I mean, some nice artwork and everything, but it was sort of a bit of a surprise to get steelbook treatment. But now, in these days, everything gets a steelbook, I suppose, but wasn't exactly sort of a well-known classic or a big new movie. It was sort of a independent style release. So there's the Blu-ray and DVD. Our Studio Canal regularly give us double plays. We still think we want DVD discs, and some very light inside artwork as well. Yeah, HMB, you'll see this cluttering up the steelbook aisle, I'm sure, which is a shame because it's a decent film, but they just made too many. Studio Canal. Right, the last one for this video, and this is number 100 in fact in the collection, is Total Recall, the Ultimate Recall Edition. This was released the week after Rampart, on the 16th of July 2012, and this one, I'm trying to remember if this was an exclusive anywhere. I'm not sure. By the way, on the list that I'm looking at, it says Rampart's out of print. It's not out of print. It might be out of print, but it's not out of stock. All of them are out of print. You know, every steelbook's out of print pretty much straight away. It's whether or not it goes out of stock. So yeah, this is another Studio Canal release. I'm trying to remember if this was an exclusive anywhere. I'm just drawing a blank on this one, but I think it's still available. So I don't think it was still available, but it's not cheap now anyway. But yeah, nice old school artwork. This one was another one that got a DVD release in the past on Steelbook, and they brought out the Blu-ray. Still have that version. It's the Total Recall Blu-ray disc and the DVD disc, but at least on this occasion it is the Ultimate Recall edition, so it is a new version of the film with lots of extra features. You also get a nice booklet, which is a surprise because you don't usually get that from Studio Canal, and some nice inside artwork there. So yeah, it's up to 100, and we're not even a third of the way through. How crazy is that? And by I think it's April next year, we'll only be a quarter of the way through. So I think there's about 360 out at the moment. There's another 40 to come, but will it ever end? We don't know. But yes, that's the first 100 done anyway. So yeah, thanks again for watching my video, and bear with me. Tomorrow I'll try and make it a bit better. We have the next 20, number 101, which is the Bourne Trilogy, all the way through to 120, which takes us into 2012, incidentally, and number 120, which is Shutter Island, and so yeah, everything in between. But there's some big guns in that video that you won't want to miss. Iron Man 2. Right, so thanks again for watching, and I'll see you again tomorrow with the next video. Until then, thanks again for watching, and have a good night.